It could also lead to toxins being released in your body, or it could lead to toxins which are released in your body not being removed as fast as they should be removed. And especially for those who work with their minds, there is another level of impact to which particular attention has got to be paid. You are working with your mind, and your mind is a very delicate organ. Prolonged stress leads to the release of substances which, if not promptly flushed away, can be damaging to your brain. And it can actually lead to various psychological problems. One thing that every human resource manager has been seeing over the last 24 months is top-level managers paralyzed by anxiety, men and women of intelligence who have led their organizations for years with confidence, suddenly reduced to quivering, fearful people who do not know what to do next. Now, these are the kind of things that we are trying to avoid. And these are the kind of things which are going to be on the increase unless concrete measures are taken to ensure that they do not arise. And these processes that we have designed are geared to prevent these kind of things from developing. So the first area that we are talking about, this area where stress impacts on the human body itself, this is an area which is known as ergonomics. And fortunately, there are experts in the field. They have been very well trained. Some of them are as highly trained, or if not even more highly trained than doctors. They have spent most of their time for so many years engaged in the field of orthopedics and the rehabilitation of people who have undergone intense trauma. Well, right now, the corporate sector has undergone what can only be described as intense trauma. So we are going to have to co-opt some of these people whom we have already been in discussion with in the course of formulating these processes. And they are going to have to come over to the corporate sector and deal with the impact of this trauma that the corporate sector has gone through for nearly 2 years now. I would call that the hard part of this process. There is also a soft part. Due to the pressure that all of you are under, many of you have abandoned your hobbies and your cultural pursuits. I am aware that you have done this with the very best of intentions. You have done this in order to put more time and more attention and more concentration into your job. Now that is perfectly understandable. The situation was critical and there was no time to engage in these activities. Now, the problem with that approach is that what we have found is that these various pursuits that you have been accustomed to engage in have actually played a very vital role in decreasing the stress that accumulates in your life in the course of your working week. It can be anything. It may be 2 hours that you spend twice a week on your stamp collection. It may be the Saturday night or the Friday night that young people spend at a discotheque, dancing their cares away. Dancing your cares away is very, very important because you do, in fact, dance your cares away. There are people who have been painters or who have always thought that they should get involved in something like that. But due to the pressure that they were under these last 24 months or so, they have had to shelve all such plans. Now, this process is going to ensure that everybody finds the time to engage in these cultural activities and in these hobbies that are so vital to the discharging of the stress that has accumulated in them over this long period and which tends to accumulate in them during the course of any working week. And if necessary, this process is going to bring opportunities for people to engage in these activities right to their workplace, so that they do not have to lose time traveling and looking for the various resources they require to engage in these activities on their own.